Coming up on today's show, we head out on the lake for some spring whitefish action. I take you out with local angler and good friend Chris Dauber in search for the hottest spots and the biggest bites. Also, we head inland to show you how I fillet these beautiful Lake Simcoe whitefish. And it wouldn't be a show without sharing some trade secrets and tackle tips. It's all coming up next on Fishing Lake Simcoe. Hey guys, welcome to Fishing Lake Simcoe. I'm your host, Justin Girard. Well, today we're out on Lake Simcoe, of course, and on Fox Island Shoal, fishing for some spring whitefish. The sun's not even coming up yet. We're marking lots of fish. There's a fish right there, actually. There you go. All right, well, how's that for an intro? Trust me, I did not plan that, but I'm glad we got it on film. So, yeah, as I was saying, we're fishing for whitefish here in Willow Beach off of Fox Shoal. And the bite is hot right now, as you can see. Oh, it just came off, no. Fish just came off. Well, that's the way she goes sometimes. It wasn't hooked too good, obviously, but marking more, I'm gonna bring my lure back down there and see if I can catch him again. That happens when you're fishing for whitefish. You'll lose a lot, but when you get them, it's worth it. It's looking good right now. Here comes one right now. If you look down here, here he comes. Grab the net. There you go. He's in the net. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful Simcoe whitefish there. You hear him burping. That's just expelling his air bladder. Got him on a drop shot kind of rig, and I'll show you guys what I'm using after, but here it is. This is a nice little Simcoe whitefish here. He is a natural fish. He's got no fins clipped, as you can see here. Every year they stock whitefish in Lake Simcoe, and this is a nice one right here. This is a good eater, actually. I'm going to keep this one for the smoker. These fish are just delicious in a smoker. Nothing wrong with keeping a couple fish for yourself, for the family. My kids love these, so absolutely I'll be keeping one of these for sure. And hopefully today we can show you how to fillet one of these fish. Let's put this one on live well and let's get down and catch a couple more. So guys, we pulled the anchor up. We're gonna move to another spot. So I want to show you guys exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm trying to search for these whitefish. So if you look on my fish finder here, we're looking at, we're on top of a shoal. So you wanna kind of find a shoal that goes a bit shallow. It's about 40, 50 feet of water, and it goes down slightly to a little bit deeper, like 70, 80 feet. I would start early in the morning on top of a shoal. Usually those fish are feeding in the morning on top of the shoal, and as the sun comes up and the clouds kind of disappear, the fish will move a little bit deeper. So that's what we're gonna do. We're looking for that down slope of that shoal. See, these fish are hanging out in there. I was marking quite a bit of fish up shallow, but they just weren't active. So I think they're just passing through there and going to feed in the deep. So I'm hoping that's the plan. So we're gonna go up here and anchor down and try for some deeper whitefish. Coming up on the show, I'm with local angler and good friend Chris Dauber in search of Lake Simcoe whitefish. Putting this in the freezer. Also on the show, we head inland to my backyard where I show you how to fillet a fish. And of course, it just wouldn't be a show unless I showed you what I use to catch these beautiful Lake Simcoe whitefish. So don't go anywhere. It's all coming up next on Fishing Lake Simcoe. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm still trying to jig up some more of these whitefish. Lots on the screen, they're just not biting right now. So while we're waiting for them to bite, check out last week when I was with my good friend Chris Dauber, jigging up some whitefish. I had to deal with the bugs and I had some boat issues, so we had to cut the day short, but we still managed a nice big whitefish on camera. Check it out. All right guys, well, we just got set up here and I'm with my friend Chris Dauber. Chris?
Justin.
Thanks for coming out with me today, buddy.
Anytime.
Yeah, so we're gonna come out here, we're gonna try to get some whitefish topside and show you guys how to do it. Chris is an avid fisherman, a Georgina resident, loves fishing, loves Lake Simcoe, and we've just gotten to be pretty good friends the last couple months, I guess.
For sure.
And I told him, I said, hey, I'm doing my first show, you want to come on? And he jumped on the occasion.
Here we are.
So you do a lot of whitefish fishing, or?
Not a lot of whitefish, but we do enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's nice to get out here first of the year. You know, shake the rust off, or at least we're outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Boat time.
Exactly. All right, well, let's put some tactics together and find out what these fish want this morning.
Perfect.
Stay tuned, we're gonna catch some fish. Bait up, and back down. That could be right there. Up here, fish just came in and hit it once, I missed him, and then came again. It's a nice lake trout, I think. Coming up on surface right here. Oh, maybe it's a whitefish. I can't tell. Oh, nice whitefish. Put that in there. Oh, that's a big whitefish, eh? Whoa. All right.
Beautiful.
There you go. Well, we've been out for about 10 minutes. We just got set up, like I said, and here, let me take the hook out here. Look at this beautiful Simcoe spring whitefish on the Meigs jigs. I don't know if you guys watch the show, ice fishing show with James Meigs, but he makes these jigs and they work, because 10 minutes into this, out here we got a beautiful whitefish. Springtime's a really good time to catch these, especially after we had a bad winter where not really much safe ice to get out and catch these whitefish, and usually that's when you catch them, is in the winter time. So springtime is a good chance to you know, get yourself out here and catch these. Great for the table. What do you think, Chris?
Absolutely perfect.
I think we're going to keep this one.
What a beauty. It's going to be awesome in the smoker.
Absolutely, that's what I want to do. So yeah, perfect.
Nice 5-6 pounds.
Yeah, that's your average size. That's a
For sure.
decent sized whitefish.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
it's looks like a natural fish. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely natural.
Yeah.
No clips.
Nope, we got a clip right here, so you see his fin right here.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if you can zoom in on here, but right here is this little shorter fin. Well, he's clipped right here, so this is a stocked fish. So every year they stock whitefish in Lake Simcoe, about 100,000 usually per
Yeah, it's
year.
100,000 whitefish and 50,000 lake trout.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when you can tell. And there's a map where you can go online and you can see what year was stocked, so you kind of see how old the fish is. So this is great. We're gonna put them in the live well, and you know what? Maybe later we'll show you guys how to fillet one of these whitefish.
Perfect.
Well, your turn, Chris.
Thank you,
Catch
sir.
another one.
Yep.
Hey guys, we just lifted the anchor up here. We're gonna move on to another spot, but real quick, I just want to show you guys how I, prepare my anchor. Have a sand anchor, you call it. This is what it looks like. This digs right into the sand, especially on Lake Simcoe, a lot of sandy bottom. So this digs right in there good. Make sure what I've done here is put about 6 to 8 feet of chain on your rope. That'll help it dig down in there and keep your boat steady. So when you're jigging for these whitefish, you're nice and still, and you can put some more fish right in the boat. Let's get back some fishing action. Hey guys, as I'm trying to catch another fish here, I have a lot of emails of people asking me, how do you clean a whitefish? So take a look at this, I'll show you guys how to do it. Well guys, having fish on the table here is kind of a great success. So I want to show you guys how to fillet a fish, or how I do it. There's many ways of doing it. I do it a couple different ways depending on how I want my fish. This one I'm going to deep fry it because that's the way I really like it. So let's get to it. I got an electric knife here and we'll start. So start by laying the fish down flat. And you're going to start by right behind pectoral fin here. You'll start cutting. Electric knife is great to use for whitefish because they're bony. So I'll go down a bit. Try not to get into the stomach content here. And then I'll just go up the side and follow that backbone. So basically what we're doing is we're cutting the fish in half, if you want to call that. We're filleting them. And you want to point your knife down as you get towards the tail. And there you have one side of fillet right here with some ribs, and we'll trim that up. And what you do here is you just flip the fish over and you do the same thing on the other side. So we'll start behind the fin, all the way down, and then follow that backbone. You'll get a good angle here of the backbone. So I'm following this line here. It's kind of an invisible line, but I kind of use the fin as my guideline. And I want to just stay on this side of the fin so I don't go through it. You see the scales coming off. Some people descale fish. I don't do it. It's kind of messy, but if you want to keep the skin on and you're going to bake it, it's a good way of doing it. So again, just point the knife down towards the tail as you get towards the end, and then come on out. Then you have a nice fillet there like that. As you can see, all the remains are still in the fish. So we take that, we'll just put it aside. We'll just wipe that off. So now we want to trim it. So I'm going to be taking the skin off and the bones out. And that's the tricky part. It's a lot of emails I get is how do you get the Y bone out? So let's take this one right here. There's no rib cage left on it, which is great. There's still a Y bone, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skin off first before you take the Y bone out. It's a lot easier to take it off that way. So take the skin off. I cut a little notch here so I get my finger in there. And then just start running the knife down, pointing towards the skin. Let the knife do the work. When you use an electric knife, it does the work for you. You just kind of go along with it. So keep doing that. And there you go. So now we have the skin right off of the fish. Just like that. We just throw that out. And now, last step is you'll have a Y bone. So this is where some people kind of get scared. I don't know what to do. Some people might leave it in. I take it out. My kids eat the fish and I don't like having bones in my fish. So I'll take it out. And a quick way of doing it is I'll show you right here. So the Y bones, as you run your finger along the side here, you'll feel it. You can almost hear it too. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but it goes all the way down to about halfway through the fish, or about here. And the bones run towards the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that line. I'm going to cut on the inside of it, so the stomach side of it. So you just basically take a quick cut right here on the side. So now I cut along this side. Now the bone's still on here, so what I'm going to do is cut a nice little V on here. And just follow that down, kind of an even spread. You know, you do waste a little bit, but not much, because all in here is all bones, and you can't really eat that. And then as you can see, this is a fillet with boneless fillet whitefish. And now you could cut that up, you could deep fry it. And the good note for you guys, if you're gonna be transporting this fish somewhere, I'm not, I'm at home now. I'm gonna be putting this in the freezer, probably in the fridge actually, and then in the barbecue. Always leave a piece of skin on it. And the reason for that, it doesn't matter if you're fishing Lake Simcoe or any other lake, you need to leave skin on the fish if you're transporting it anywhere. That's just so the Ministry of Natural Resources, if you ever get pulled over and asked questions on what kind of fish did you catch, they can identify the species of fish and then where they caught it, right? So make sure you do that if you're transporting fish. If not, take the skin off and you're good to go. So let's continue on here. Almost there, getting the skin off. Again, keep that knife pointed down. Right up to the top. And there you go, just like that. And again, you don't need the skin. Put that away. And sometimes, as you get bigger whitefish, you're going to see a lot of fat on the back. Just cut that out. It's normal, nothing wrong with it. Just, I don't eat it. Some people might. Just cut it out and trim it off. And this one has a little bit on here, as you can see, a little bit of white fat. And as they get bigger, there's more of that. So I just trim that out. So I'll just take the back here, trim a nice even side of it. And now we're to the Y bone again. So like I said before, lay your fish down flat, however is easier for you. I always take my finger, I run it because I want to make sure exactly where it is. I see it there, and on the bigger fish again, you will see that bone stick out a lot more. So as I feel it here, I'll go right to the end. Okay, there it is. And I'll just run my knife down as close as I can from the belly side up. And move down. So there you go, so I got this. So this side's all boneless here. There's still some bone here. So again, I'm gonna cut that V out. So I'm gonna cut it kind of on an angle a bit because those bones run towards the back. And here you go. And this is where an electric knife is great because it'll cut right through it, not a problem. You can do the same thing with just a hand knife. Make sure it's really sharp. That you throw out. And there you have it, a boneless whitefish fillet right from Lake Simcoe. It doesn't get any fresher than this, I'm telling you. Go out there, go fishing, catch some whitefish, keep a couple, that's what it's there for, and enjoy it as you're eating dinner with your kids. I just want to talk to you about what we're using here today to catch these whitefish. So I got a medium light rod, and then I have 10-pound braid tied on there, and then at the end of my braid I have about a 6-foot fluorocarbon leader. That's 8 pounds also. Very important to use a fluorocarbon leader because Lake Simcoe's got clear water, and these fish get spooked easily. So if you don't have clear line, it might kind of deter them from biting your lure. So make sure you have some fluorocarbon leader at the end of that. And what I'm using here is, I don't know if you ever watched our ice fishing episode with James Meigs, but he makes these lures here. They're called Meigs jigs. And basically, as you can see, it looks like a goby or feeding minnow. And when you're jigging this, it kind of has a tail up like that. So we put a little small tube on the end of this to kind of get some more attractant. And the fish come up because whitefish feed on bottom usually, and they're feeding, and they'll see this as you're jigging, just slight jigs, just make sure that nose is digging down in the dirt, and they'll come up and suck that up. Today, what I've noticed is these fish are kind of coming off the bait from the bottom and chasing up. So I put a small hook here, and this kind of called like a drop shot rig. So if you ever bass fish and use drop shots, it's the exact same thing, except you're using a Meigs jig on the bottom and your small hook up here. And I just put a piece of grub up here. You can put a minnow, whatever you feel like. I got a green one, it seemed to work. I got a couple fish on it. And that just gives them an extra, you kind of give them an extra option of what to eat. So if they're kind of scared of the bottom and it's maybe a little bit too big of a bait, you see this kind of floating on top, they'll just eat that and you're good to go. So give that a try. Come out here, enjoy the spring whitefish season. Let's get back some fishing action. Coming up next, more whitefish action on the way on Fishing Lake Simcoe. Beautiful, beautiful whitefish. All right guys, well, we moved to our third spot and didn't take too long. Got one hooked up here. Feels pretty good too. They all feel good when the rod's bent like that. Oh, I love these whitefish. You know, it's just jigging with the Meigs jig on the bottom. I don't know if he hit the high hook or the Meigs jig, but we'll see. Oh, he's pulling line. There he is, coming up. Nice whitefish, look at that. And there you go. Beautiful, beautiful whitefish. Oh, let's put them down here, let some line out, and I'll show you guys just exactly. Oh, there you go. Hooks out, that's always good. These things are so slippery, and to get a hold of them, it's pretty hard. But this is a nice natural again. Yeah, another natural whitefish. This is great. I love seeing reproduction in this lake, the natural whitefish. Healthy population of whitefish here on Simcoe. They still stock about, I think, over 100,000 a year of whitefish. So the way you can tell, as I've said it before on the show, is you can see by their fin clip. So they'll have 1 or 2 fins clipped, and then you can go online and check what year that fish was stocked. So it's kind of neat to see how old the fish grew, and you see some 10-year-old fish, and it's quite amazing. This is a nice eater, great size for the smoker. Nothing wrong with this at all. See their mouth here. Even though they do have I think they have a small mouth, they'll still get a big bait in there and eat that. A very unique mouth, that's for sure. They're just a beautiful fish. I just love it. Tastes good. They look good. The bugs are bad, but I mean, we're putting up with it. Trying to get some fish topside here. This is my second fish of the day. I missed a few. I missed one halfway up, and lots of bites. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how they want these baits. But just stick to it, be patient, and keep moving spot to spot, and you'll find them some active fish. So that's the key today. We moved about 4 times just to try to find some active fish, and we're getting it done. Hey guys, well, we're just heading in now. This concludes our whitefish spring fishing. You know, I had a great time out here. Caught a nice couple fish today. You know, we had to move a couple different spots, working off the shoals, you know, kind of always being persistent, and don't stay put in one spot. Kind of, you know, pick a shallow spot, then maybe move a little bit deeper, try to find these active fish. We marked fish all day, they just weren't biting too much. And that's the way it is sometimes, you just gotta go with it. And keep moving around, find some active fish. You know, last week we were out with Chris Dauber. I had some boat issues, we had to cut the day short, but we still managed a nice big whitefish. And yeah, so it's good that way. Showed you guys how to fillet a fish, showed you guys how to come out here and catch them yourself. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed making it. Till next time, I'm Justin Girard, and you're watching Fishing Lake Simcoe. Sun's not even coming up yet. We're marking lots of fish. There's a fish right there, actually. There you go. All right, well, how's that for an intro? Hey guys, still trying to catch another fish here. So while we're waiting for that, I had a lot of inquiries. Hey guys, we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Yummy.